Hey y'all, if you're thinking about moving to Las Vegas, but you really want that out of the way, as rural as possible, suburban, quiet style of living in the northern half of the Las Vegas metro, then this video is for you. Today, we're going to be taking a little vlog tour of the zip code 89131, which is in the northernmost section of the Las Vegas metro area. We're going to be talking about some homes, showing you some new builds, some things like that, talking about businesses in the area, and a whole bunch of other stuff, guys. So if that's what you're looking for, stay tuned because we're getting after it right now. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Living in Las Vegas, where we talk about everything there is about moving to Las Vegas, living in Las Vegas, and Las Vegas real estate. My name's Tom, and today we're going to be taking a little vlog tour of 89131 zip code. Now I'm going to show you on the computer exactly where that is, but for those of you who want to hear it, 89131 is one of the, or I guess the most northern zip code in the Las Vegas metro area. It actually touches North Las Vegas, but it's not North Las Vegas. It's part of the Las Vegas, city of Las Vegas. So that's the zip code. It gives a very quiet style of living, more suburban, maybe even rural, depending on, how you think about rural, or if you live in the absolute tippy top northern part of the zip code where your house is backed up against nothing but desert, because that's totally possible in this zip code. Ooh, excuse me. So if that's something you want, then I would definitely start looking at this zip code. Or if you want that in a different zip code, you can always reach out to me. But that's the kind of zip code we're going to be talking about today. So we're going to be driving around. I'm going to be showing you, some homes in the area, typical neighborhoods, and some stuff like that. Talk about businesses, schools a little bit, talk about some state parks and that sort of thing in the area. So if that's what you're looking for, guys, stay tuned. Before I go any further, I really appreciate it. Please go down below, smash that thumbs up button, that subscribe button, and make sure you click that notification bell so you're notified every single time I put out a new video, because I would hate for you to miss anything. With that, guys, we're going to pop down to my computer. I got a screen record going. I'm going to take you through the video, talk you through it. And as always, guys, if you have any questions or comments, you can always reach out to me, because people are doing it all the time, or you can put it down below in the comments section. Why don't you comment if you live in this zip code, if you know someone who lives in this zip code, put it down below how they like it, the kind of homes that are in the area, that sort of thing, so that when other people watch this video, they can get some education from you as well. All right, guys, let's get after it. Hey guys, you should be seeing my screen recording right now. And before we start, I just wanted to remind everybody where 8931 actually was. So if you're looking at the map of the Las Vegas Metro, 89131 is up here in the north. And if you zoom in, you can see all the streets and everything are right here. The rest of this area is a little bit of the Clark County shooting range. But most of it is just desert, public land, government-owned land. Nobody lives out here. So the whole tour is going to be down here. And as far as the route, we started right here on North Decatur, all the way up North Decatur to Horse, took North Jones, Grand Teton, North Buffalo to Russell, down here back to Grand Teton, back to Buffalo, across Elkhorn, and this is where the zip code actually ends. So I gave you a little bit extra because I just wanted you to see a little bit section of the Aliante Parkway area, and then we come down this way through the shopping center. And if you watched my other vlog tour, 89031, you've actually already seen this area, so that's why I ended the tour a little early. But you'll see this shopping center kind of from a different angle. And with that, let's get started. So this is the shopping center we're starting in, guys. I'm just going to fast forward through a little bit. There's some fast food places. There's a Petco. There's a Sprouts Mart. There's a Del Taco, Petco. Across the street, you have Chipotle, Blaze, Wood-Fired Pizza. There is Teriyaki Madness. There's a few other stores. The Target, the Winco is over there. That's a grocery store you've probably heard me talk about a few different times. And the Winco is just an excellent place to get some real cheap groceries really quickly. They have a ton of stuff, bulk bins. So if you're close to Winco, I highly recommend you shop there. There's a few different locations in the city. So we just crossed 215. We're still on North Decatur. There's an accident up here that I'm going to go around, but we're driving through another shopping center here. Sometimes people like to shop at Super Walmart. That Bed Bath and Beyond you saw, that's actually closed, so they're not there anymore. But you have a few banks up here. You have a Best Buy, some more restaurants, a Chili's. Most important restaurant is going to be in this plaza over here. You can't see it from where we're at the moment, but it's called Griddle Cakes, and it's a really great breakfast place. It's family owned. They have a few locations only in Las Vegas. So if you're coming out to Vegas to check it out, check out homes, check out some areas. Maybe you're coming out to talk to me, see family, anything really. Make sure you check out one of those Griddle Cakes locations because they really have some fantastic breakfast, but they're only open until 3 p.m. So you have to go for breakfast or you have to go for lunch or maybe early dinner. So now we're continuing to drive on North Decatur, and you can see you got your beautiful mountains in the background. This is one of my favorite things about Las Vegas, being absolutely surrounded by mountains. They're not the most gorgeous mountains in the world, but they do get snow on them in the winter. I think that's when they're the most beautiful, but just fantastic. And you can see we're passing some pretty typical homes for this area and some pretty typical homes for Las Vegas in general, passing some single stories, passing some 2 stories, passing some new homes. Over here on the right is the one of the DMVs for the city. There's a few different DMVs. If you move out here, make sure you're getting all that DMV paperwork and your stuff registered in advance, or really know what kind of paperwork and stuff you're going to need, especially if you're coming out here, you never lived here before and you're renting. You might not have some of the documents you need. So I had a buddy move out here, and he was living with me for a little bit, and we had trouble getting some of his things registered just because he didn't have any utility bills yet. So passing some more apartments, condos, houses on the left, some brand new stuff on the right, some even more brand new stuff. So this is very typical for Las Vegas, very typical for North Las Vegas, and also very similar to some other more famous areas of the city like Green Valley or Summerlin. Henderson also looks very much like this. This is a really fantastic area because it's not the most expensive part of the city, but it allows you to really get into any kind of style, any different style of living that you want, any kind of home that you want, whether it be luxury, whether it be first-time home buyer, big yard, small yard, new home, old home. You really have a lot of choices, and you can see again some new construction going up here on the right. I'm going to fast forward a little bit because otherwise this would be a really long vlog tour, but we're not seeing much here at the moment just because we're at an open lot. I like this house right here. It's a good design. I know some people might see these power lines. These power lines are not all over the city. The lines that size are only in a few select locations where power actually enters or leaves the city. So you don't have to worry about seeing that in most areas of the city, luckily, because it is kind of an eyesore. And now we're coming up on Horse. We have another shopping center, gas station over here on your right, and we're coming up on Horse. So we just drove all the way up here, and now we're going to turn left onto Horse. Pretty much very similar to what we just saw. 2-story tract homes surrounded by an outside wall. Pretty normal sized yards. These aren't super new homes. These aren't super old homes. So I wouldn't expect the smallest yards in the city, but I certainly wouldn't expect the largest either. I like this house too. It's a nice house. Reminds me of a house that one of my previous employers lived in on the East Coast. Here's a nice beautiful lot. Maybe you can buy that and build your next dream home, huh? And let's pop into the next video. Pick up right where we left off. Fast forward through this stoplight. So guys, if you haven't already, please go down below, like, subscribe, and smash that notification bell so you get notified every single time I put out a new video, so I'd hate for you to miss anything. And all that stuff really helps me in the YouTube algorithm. If you have any particular questions you'd like me to answer, feel free to reach out with my contact information in the description. Or maybe you want to put a comment in the comment section. That's totally fine too. That's actually really nice because then other people can see your questions and kind of get some of their own answered. If you've ever lived in this area or you know someone who's lived in this area, whether you like it or not, comment down below. Comment one thing you like, comment one thing you don't like, comment a question. That way the next person in the comment section can be a little better informed. Maybe you're thinking about solar as well. You're going to see a lot of houses today. So now we're turning on to Jones. You're going to see a lot of houses today that have solar. Maybe you want solar, maybe you don't want solar. Both of those are easy options to get into. Maybe you want to buy a house and then decide if you want to put solar on it, even better. A lot of options either way, a lot of solar companies, several different ways to pay. That's a beautiful home right there. You just got to reach out and I'll help you to put in touch with some solar experts in our area. I really love this zip code and this area in general, just because you get such a diverse mix of homes. You get the single stories, you get the 2 stories, you get the apartments and the condos, but you get the new homes and you especially get the old homes. And I think there's a lot to be said. So here's an older home over here. Definitely. You can see that huge lot. Looks like the roofs are shingles instead of concrete tiles. But I really like living in an area with those older style homes because they're more interesting to look at. They don't all look the same. And that's one of the chief complaints that I had when I first moved here and that I hear from a lot of clients that are looking to move out here, or even people that already live here. They're tired of looking at the same old houses. Or the same new house, the same style of house, same color of house. So it's nice to live in an area with older homes, and you can kind of get some eye relief and look at some new stuff once in a while. And now we're heading east on Grand Teton. Right here, heading this way. Oh, excuse me. Right here, we're heading this way. I'm not heading east, heading west. My mistake. My bad. And you can kind of see these mountains in the front here. This is all part of Radachy and La Madre. And then you can kind of just see the shade in the far background. That's the Spring Mountains. Particularly Mount Charleston is this little hump right here. Mount Charleston, the Spring Mountains is an amazing. Oh, look, more stuff on the left side. Mount Charleston, the Spring Mountains, Radachy, amazing places to go hike. So if you guys like to outdoor recreate, if you like to, maybe you're bringing out your custom Jeep Wrangler or your custom truck. I have a buddy, he has a completely tricked out Geo Tracker, throwback to the 90s. And so if you love to outdoor recreate, you love to hike, maybe you like to hunt and fish like me, you can do all that stuff in parts of Radachy. You can do a lot of that in Spring Mountain. And we're seeing some gated communities as well because you can find those up here. Another thing I really like about this area, you can see how wide the roads are. You can see how much green and real trees you have here. You're not going to find that in every area of the city. It's unfortunate, but you're just not going to find that in every area of the city. There's another new home track on the left. Richmond American. This guy was selling some juices, some custom homemade drinks. I was hoping he was selling tamales, but I wasn't lucky that day. Beautiful day to film, though. Very typical Las Vegas weather this day. This is a pretty cool feature here, how they put that stone wall in. That's a nice feature. You don't see that on all track homes and that sort of thing either. That's really nice decorative feature. but I love the green. I'm originally an East Coast guy, and a lot of times I really miss the green out here. It's so, tan, and which is fine. I mean, it's the desert. That's what you expect, right? But sometimes you can get tired of the tan. So off here to our left is Gilcrease Orchard. So that's an actual working farm here in the Las Vegas metro. They grow all kinds of produce, including a lot of apples. They make apple cider. They make pear cider if they have a good haul of pears that year. So we were just there. This is the farm we'll talk about. It's called the farm. We'll talk about them in a minute. We were just at Gilcrease a couple days ago. Got some apple cider donuts. They actually introduced a new kind of donut this year, which is nice. Got some apple cider donuts. They had pick your own peaches. It was just a really fantastic place. Like, you get a lot of people, a lot of local residents coming in for apple cider and donuts and the produce. But the traffic around that area does get bad on the weekends, just because Gilcrease is a big plot of land, so it fits a lot of people. They let a lot of people in, so of course a lot of people show up, and there always seems to be. They have quite a bit of parking, but the parking always seems to get exceeded. So if you're a local resident, or if you are just visiting out of town, they're only open a few days a week, but I definitely recommend you go on a weekday and get there early. I think they open at 7 a.m. Get there at 7 a.m. You'll have cooler temperatures. You'll have the run of the place. You'll be first in line for donuts. It's definitely the best time to go. So now we're going to turn right onto Buffalo, which is right here. And I just wanted to come up here and show you a little bit of Floyd Lamb Park and Tool Springs. Now we're heading north again on North Buffalo. Got more of the mountains. Actually drove up into these mountains one time with my dad. It was a heck of a lot of fun. There's so many trails and stuff. You can actually, if you take Interstate 95 up and you get off at Corn Creek, and you drive down to the Desert National Wildlife Refuge buildings, which is up just over, behind the trees here, miles back in the desert. And they have some shopping and stuff there. Oh, hold on, guys. Before I talk about that, let me just rewind here. Silverstone Ranch, really amazing gated community. There's several really amazing gated communities in this upper northern section of this zip code. So if that's what you're looking for more of that luxury-oriented gated community, let me know. Reach out to me. Don't wait, because homes are flying off the shelf out here. Reach out to me, and I can help put you in touch with the right people so we can get you a house up here in one of these communities. But seeing some beautiful older style homes here for sure. Larger lots, custom designs. It's definitely looking at some older homes. But you can drive up into the Desert National Wildlife Refuge and go for like 80 miles on these back roads and come out on Interstate 93. It's really amazing place to go drive your vehicles. And surprisingly, the roads aren't that bad. They're actually pretty nice. So here you're seeing a little of the southern part of Floyd Lamb Park and some of Tool Springs, which is all this out here. You can actually see quite a bit. It's so quiet up here, guys. It's so quiet in this zip code and in this neighborhood, or these neighborhoods. If you want a quiet place, there's no tourists, there's not a lot of traffic, this is the place to be. Double check that we're still recording here, guys. We are. Comment down below if you think you could live here, or comment down below if you think you can't live here, you don't want to live here. Let me know the reason as to why you don't think you could live here, why you love it, why you hate it. Let me know. Let the next guy know that goes into the comment section. So we're still on Russell. We're going to come over and we're going to make a left turn up here onto North Durango. And we're going to be turning right here, coming down this road. North Durango. So North Durango is a pretty popular street that straddles 89143 and 89131. If you watch my 89131 vlog tour, it also comes up Durango and goes through some of the shopping centers that we're not going to go through in this video. But so make sure you check out my 89131 vlog video so you can see the shopping centers. You can see there's more development, more small business going up down here. And we're going to make a left turn onto Grand Teton. So we're right here. Nice wide roads. Again, very simple, very similar style of home to what you're going to find in a lot of other parts of the city. So you can find the norm here, and you can find the abnormal custom old home or custom new home. Maybe you want to buy a lot and build your own home. You can find all that here. Some nice, beautifully wide streets again. You can see the bike paths, the bus paths. It's a beautiful city to cycle in, although, man, I see some cyclists going out on some 110, 115 degree days. Man, that's tough. That's a tough way to exercise, but I gotta applaud them. And now we're going to make another turn. From Grand Teton, we're going to turn on back onto North Buffalo. So you got a school stadium on the side. Got some more businesses over here. There you go. You got a school. If you have questions about schools, guys, niche.com is a great resource, N-I-C-H-E. Greatschools.org is also another great resource, but there's a lot of different resources out there. I talk about schools in the North Las Vegas area and a few other areas in some of my other videos, but I always recommend parents go do your own research, because a nice school, quote unquote nice school, means something different to everyone. So go check out the rankings, figure out how the rankings are actually calculated so that you can make the best decision for you and your kids about where you think they should be going to school. Because that's a very personal decision. Nice park over here on your left. No, that was right. My bad. I'm getting all my directions mixed up today. And now we're coming down, and we are going to make a left turn onto West Elkhorn Road, right here. And you can see Centennial Hills Park right across the street, kind of catty corner. It's a beautiful park. Definitely got to check it out. There's so many beautiful parks in this city. And they may have a lot of parks because people don't have very large yards. So if you want to get out, really, have a football game, play some soccer with your kids, throw a frisbee, maybe like playing frisbee golf. They got a lot of frisbee golf courses out here in a lot of different parks. So that's definitely something you want to check out. And of course, it's free. But that's why they have so many parks, and people don't have to worry about having small yards. Plus the weather's always gorgeous out here, so you want to be able to have a nice, large outdoor space to get out and do some stuff. Otherwise, the weather's just wasted. But small yards, unfortunately, is pretty much the norm for Las Vegas, unless you buy an old home, maybe a 60s or 70s home, or unless you have a really high price point and you can afford to buy a lot of land in the valley. Then land is very expensive here because there's only so much space between the mountains. There's only so many places to build, and Las Vegas is slowly but surely starting to fill up. And one day they might actually run out of space to build new homes. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on, but I don't think that's going to happen for a while. If you have horses and you're moving to Las Vegas, or maybe you want to bring horses or you want to buy horses when you get out here, this is a great zip code for that. A lot of these older homes are zoned for horse property, for you to have horses, for you to have your RV parked out front. And that has a lot to do with the fact that a lot of these older homes don't have HOAs. But you can also, like I said, find that custom home vibe that also you might be able to get zoned for horses. But a lot of people in these northern zip codes have horses on their property year round. There's actually a few horse ranches in the city. There's several outside of the city, but I think it's really cool. See, here's a nice older style home here on the left. I think it's really cool that you can actually own horses. Beautiful home there in the city, in the metro, and load up your horse trailer, go up to Mount Charleston, and just take them for a ride, or go out to Red Rock. There's some places you can ride horses out there. Definitely really interesting because you don't get that, you're not going to find that in a lot of other cities in this area, or a lot of zip codes that, you're not going to find that in a lot of zip codes in this area. Another beautiful house on your right. Look how wide these streets are. Absolutely love it. This is probably one of the most suburban, possibly even rural, depending on how you want to describe that, zip codes in the metro. You can definitely get more rural. There's some places like Sandy Valley or living in Mount Charleston, and I mean, it's some serious rural living. So that's just something, that's what you're looking for. You'll have to check out those zip codes. I actually have a pros and cons video on Mount Charleston. I have some information on Sandy Valley as well. There's also Blue Diamond, Boulder City, a lot of different places you can live that are even more quiet and isolated than this. If you really want to push it to the max, as far as rural goes, you can live in Cold Creek, Nevada. And for those of you that don't know where that is, if you take 95 up, I don't remember the street name exactly, but there's actually you take 95, keep driving about half an hour outside the city. There will be two prisons on your left-hand side. You want to take that road that runs between the prisons, and you drive up into the northern end of the Spring Mountains, and there is an awesome, literally off-grid community up there. There's a community well. You got to pay someone to bring your propane in for heating, and they get, it's like 7,000 feet, so you get a lot of snow. You actually get elk all the time in your yard. Yes, there's elk in the Spring Mountains, which I think is really, really cool. So if you really want to live, within 45 minutes of Las Vegas, but you want to live really out in the boonies, you really want to have that rural style of living, Cold Creek and Sandy Valley are about your max rural living in the area. Of course, you could drive even farther away from Las Vegas, but then you're putting yourself at a disadvantage because you're farther away from all the conveniences that the city has to offer. Personally, I like Cold Creek more than Sandy Valley, but that's because Cold Creek has more wildlife, and I love seeing the wild horses, the burros, the elk, the deer. I love seeing all that. So now we're approaching Decatur. So this is actually the end of 89131. After this, we're going to be in a new zip code, and then we're going to drive over to Aliante, and I'm just showing you quickly. So here's the DMV we talked about earlier, and I'll show you quickly what Aliante kind of looks like. Just a little bit of Aliante. You can actually see the casino way in the background. Even though it's a different zip code though, same style of home, same similar colors, same roofing materials. And it's the brand now selling. Brand new homes over here, brand new homes over here. So many new homes up here in North Las Vegas. Or not in necessarily North Las Vegas, I should say. The northern part of the Las Vegas metro. So many new homes up here. If you want a new house, this is one of the best places to go get it because there's so many conveniences already built. There's so many businesses already here. There's Aliante, which provides a lot of entertainment value, and you're not going to find that mix of new homes plus entertainment value and easy access to business all in the same place. You're not necessarily going to find that in a bunch of other areas of the city. So if that's what you guys want, don't hesitate. Reach out to me, call, text, email, however you want to get in touch with me. If you haven't already, please go down below, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. That way you get every single video I put out. You get a little notification, and there's Aliante. That way you don't miss any of my videos. So there's several little communities, gated communities, master plan communities up here in the Aliante area. And this is probably one of the highest price point areas in all of the North Las Vegas metro. The Silverstone Ranch that we talked about earlier, that area might be even more higher priced, a little more luxury priced. But this Aliante area is really fantastic. There's a golf course that you can't see that's over here. There's Sun City Aliante, which is a 55 plus living community. There's a few Sun City communities in the area. There's one in Summerlin. So if you're looking for 55 plus communities, you can also find that in the Aliante area. But this Aliante area, I love it so much because you don't have to go down to the strip for entertainment. You don't have to live downtown to go gambling, to have the ability to see shows and that sort of thing. And see, they have a movie theater, they have some shopping, they have restaurants, they have the gambling, of course, they have shows. Nobody wants to go all the way down to the strip to do all that because it's so crowded. You have to pay for parking. You deal with all the tourists. If you go to Aliante, you're going to deal with more locals than tourists. The parking is free. The prices are better. The blackjack prices are better. I mean, it's just better. It's much less crowded. It's closer to your actual house, so less drive time. So you're going to save money there. You're going to save time there. Plus, you have this gorgeous little shopping center. They got a Dairy Queen. They have a Carl's Jr. They have a beautiful Aliante Nature Park right here that has fish and ducks and turtles, all kind of stuff. Over here, you got some fast food. You got a few banks. There's a pet grooming place. There's a grocery store. All sorts of stuff up here, guys. It's so green. It's so beautiful. I absolutely love this area. So guys, if you're interested in the 8913 area, please reach out to me as soon as possible. Do not wait. Do not hesitate. Homes are flying off the shelf, and I want you guys to be able to get the home you want. And it's fine. If your time frame is 8 months out, that's totally fine. A year out, 2 years, doesn't matter. Reach out to me. I'll be happy to help you answer your questions. Whether you're moving here tomorrow or you're moving here a year from now, it doesn't matter. So now we're leaving Aliante area and we're just driving down here through the shopping center. So guys, you might be seeing some other videos pop up on the screen now or just in a moment. So if you have any other questions about these areas, make sure you go back to my channel. Check out some of my other videos on the North Las Vegas area. Check out some of my videos about different vlog tours in the area, some of my pros and cons videos. And if there's anything you guys want to see, make sure you reach out to me, call, text, email, or put it in the comments. Tell me what you want to see. Tell me what you liked. Tell me what you didn't like. Let me know so that I can make better videos for you and I can make the videos that you want to see. Otherwise, I just make the videos that I think need to be made, and that's not always the video you guys want to see. So you got to let me know. Got to reach out to me if you're interested in moving here. Maybe you live here already. Maybe you just want to reach out and say hi. That's totally okay too. So here's the shopping center, guys, from another angle. You also saw the shopping center in my 89031 vlog tour. And with that, guys, please stay tuned for more content. Thanks for watching and have an awesome day.